This is the Fulaim X5, a wireless audio unit that actually punches pretty high above its weight class in terms of features. Coming in at only $129 US at the time of recording this video, this is one of the most affordable wireless mic sets you can get. I ran several tests with this microphone over the past few weeks and was actually pretty surprised at a few key features. There certainly is not a shortage of reviews of wireless microphone systems just like this one. There's cheap off-brand versions, which the Fulaim system would kind of fall into that category. Then there's the higher end systems from DJI and Rode. Sony just put out a system of their own as well. So there's a lot of competitors in this space of like 2 wireless transmitters and 1 receiver. So there's a lot of options. And the question is the Fulaim actually worth the price at $129? It's significantly less expensive than most of the name brand options, but is it worth it? Is it worth saving the cost, or should you upgrade to one of those higher end systems? Let's just start with the facts first. You get 6 hours of battery life for each of the units. This is the 2 transmitters and the 1 receiver. That's 18 hours total between the 2 of them. And then the charging case charges the units twice over as well. So you can get 18 hours per unit with that 6 hours of runtime if you were recharging in between life cycles of the battery. You also get 4 gigabytes of internal recording, and this is at 16-bit audio, so it's not anywhere close to the 32-bit float in the new Rode Wireless Pro system or some of the other systems that have 32-bit float built into them. So you're getting 16-bit audio. And again, 16-bit is fine for most people. You're not going to run into a lot of problems with 16-bit audio if you set your levels appropriately in camera, or the onboard microphone kind of sets the gain how it wants to be. I personally haven't ran into any issues with the 16-bit audio, but it's definitely a lower quality audio than 32-bit float. The presentation is actually pretty solid. I think presentation is underrated nowadays, and people kind of just are sending these really cheap boxes or really cheaply made plastic packaging. It obviously saves money for these companies and increases profits to not have a super incredible presentation, but I actually like the presentation of the X5 here. I like the box. I like the way everything was packaged. It was a pretty solid presentation. I love the price point. I love that this comes in at $129. You're not going to find many microphones in that same price range with all of the same features that this mic has. The Rode Wireless Pro system that was just released is $400, but you do get 2 lapel mics as well as time code built into it and 32-bit float, okay? So that is a much higher price point, but you are getting some key features plus 2 lapel microphones to be able to mic up talent in a lapel style setup. The Rode Wireless Go 2 is around $250 to $300 US, which is still about 2 times the price of this X5 system. So people who want an affordable option, it's hard to find something in the $129 price point like this. There's a cool feature when you open up the charging case, everything turns on automatically. And I think that's a interesting feature. I was trying to process that a little bit and initially was thinking to myself, there are times in which I wouldn't want everything to just power on automatically. I want to decide when the items and the receiver and the transmitter, when they turn on, right? But then I thought about it more and I realized if I'm opening the box to begin with, it's probably because I want to record audio and I want to turn these systems on. So it's an interesting feature. You might like it, you might hate it. I don't know how you feel about it, but it is an interesting feature that I think I'd put in the good category of features of the X5. The system connects directly to your computer and you can record audio to your computer via the USB-C connector that this comes with, which is a really cool feature. I love that you don't even really need anything to start recording audio. You just hook up the receiver to your computer, have the transmitter in your hand like this, and you're sending audio directly to your computer. This is a cool feature for things like Zoom or video calls, and it's just something I really enjoyed using. In the box, you also get a lightning adapter so you can connect the receiver to your phone, and any iPhone that's the iPhone 14 or older will be able to receive that lightning input, and you can send audio directly from the Fulaim X5 to your phone. And the USB-C adapter also works with the iPhone 15 and 15 Pro or any phone that uses USB-C connection. Probably my favorite feature of the X5 is you can monitor audio from your receiver without the receiver having to be connected to another device, right? So most of the time with my Rode Wireless Go 2 system, if I want to hear what audio it's capturing, I have to connect that receiver to a camera, and if transmission drops out or whatever, I'm just out of luck. I can't monitor that audio. I can't hear what's happening. But with this system, you can actually plug it directly into the receiver to be able to hear audio. So you don't even need another device. You don't need your computer, you don't need a phone, you don't need a camera to be able to hear the audio. You can just plug headphones directly into the receiver, and then you're hearing what audio is being captured. I think this is a great product for producing social media style videos where you're a vertical talking head. This is a very popular thing right now on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, etc. I think it's good to have something like this in case you want to engage with that kind of format. You probably need some sort of wireless microphone system that can allow you to do this. The question is, how much do you want to spend on that, right? If you're somebody who does full-time filmmaking, you might want to invest in a higher end system. But if you're someone who just wants to make like vertical social media content or even YouTube videos like this $129 X5 might actually be a better option because it doesn't break your budget. It's really not that expensive, and it has pretty good audio quality and a lot of good features as well. Let me briefly mention a few things I did not love about the X5. First, the case actually opens if you kind of just shake it a little bit, and I didn't love that. My concern is if I was traveling and I had the X5 in some sort of backpack or luggage, I was on a flight or something, and contents shift around in my bag, then the X5 opens up, it turns on everything automatically. And then if something were to fall out, like one of the receivers and transmitter falls out into my bag, it's just on. So if I have a long commute, a 3-hour, 4-hour commute, I'm kind of concerned that if this case were to open and turn everything on automatically, I then lose power and I show up somewhere where I have a dead wireless transmitter or something. That would not be good. Another thing I didn't like is I had to yank these USB-C adapters out so hard. I had to pull so hard. I was kind of scared I was going to break the unit when I was trying to disconnect these adapters from the units themselves. The build quality is not the greatest, so I was kind of concerned about how hard I had to yank to get those adapters off of the units. The one main improvement I would like to see out of the Fulaim system is to include two simple, cheaply made even is fine, but cheap lapel mics in your system. If you could just increase the cost by only about, $50 US, bringing that total up to like $180, it'd still be at a very competitive price point compared to what is in the ecosystem of wireless mics. But you would get those two lapel mics, which is a way more professional style setup, and it would cater to a different type of audience. I personally am someone who will never clip this onto someone's shirt to get good audio. I would never do that. I would use the built-in 3.5mm connection and then use that with a lapel mic and run that up to someone's collar or lapel and use that as the audio source. I would not choose to use the internal microphone as my main audio source. So if Fulaim was able to include this in their package, I think you'd be at a more competitive level with the Rode Wireless Pro system that includes those two wireless mic systems plus 32-bit float plus timecode. It's kind of hard to compete when they have that many cool features at a $400 price point. Sure, it's for a different population potentially, but I think that you could widen the breadth of creators that you'd be able to access if you chose to include some lapel mics in this kit. Anyways, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. If you're looking for a wireless microphone system, this could be a good fit for the $129 price point. I have lots more videos on this channel you can check out. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Much love.